Okay, so that is a price ceiling computation of deadweight loss. So we have seen this impact. Okay, let us see the next item, which is the price floor. Okay, so in the price floor, what they are saying is it is illegal to buy or sell below the floor price. So you cannot buy or sell below the floor price. So you have a minimum price which is set by the government. You have to buy or sell above that price only. Okay, so it would result, most of the time it would result in producer surplus, but sometime it can decrease the producer surplus also, but it definitely decreases the consumer surplus. Why? Because the consumer is paying more. Okay, so it's a minimum support price, so he is being asked to pay more. Think about it, employment contract, they say that okay, you have to pay one person more than $40,000 a year, wherein you think that the market has determined the salary to be $30,000, right? So the consumer here is the companies, they are paying more, right? So there will be a loss to them, so there will be a decrease in their surplus, and since there is a decrease in surplus, what will happen is they will decrease their quantity demanded. So because their price has increased, so they will decrease the quantity demanded. As a result, it would result in your deadweight loss. Okay, so what is the impact of this? It would result in overproduction. Why? Because the suppliers, they think that okay, they will increase the production because they are able to sell at higher price. Okay, but what will happen is because the quantity demanded would be lower. Okay, so you can think of there will be lesser demand. Okay, and there will be lesser consumption, so you produce more but consumption will be lower. Either way it can be seen. Okay, and both of the item, it would result in deadweight loss. However, please note that okay, if this price floor is below the equilibrium price, okay, then there will be no impact. So if the price is below the equilibrium price, then you are not going to suffer. So think about it. We have the earlier case of this is the equilibrium quantity of 20 and this is the equilibrium price of 10. Okay, and the government has asked for a minimum support price that of 15. They are saying that you have to pay 15 rupees or $15 to procure. Okay, when you are asked to pay $15, what will happen is this is the quantity that people will start demanding, but the quantity supplied will become this much, right? So there is a increase in the production because they are seeing that there is 15 quantity they are able to sell, right? Now what happens is okay, at this quantity of 15, okay, the at this quantity of sorry, at this price of 15, okay, this is the demand. At this price of 15, this is the quantity supplied. Okay, so even if they supply this much, it doesn't mean that the people will buy this much, right? They will buy still this quantity only because you have a higher price, so it should result in underproduction only, right? So people will buy this quantity. Okay, and as a result their consumer surplus will be only this area, right? And since the producer, they are charging higher price, they are able to capture more, and this is your producer surplus. Okay, now because this is a quantity that is being demanded or being consumed, what you are left with is this area, okay, where there is a loss in the economy. So this is your deadweight loss area, right? Now if we put the same equation over here, whatever we have been doing, okay, let's say okay, this area, this thing, if we copy, okay, so you have put the price floor as $15. So we see that at $15, what is the quantity demanded, so, and what is the quantity supplied. At 15, the quantity demanded will be 30 minus 15, so you will demand 15 quantity, and quantity supplied will be minus 30 plus 5 into 15. This is 75 and this is minus 30, so the quantity supplied will be $45 units, right? So demand is 15 but supply is 45. Okay, now to understand that what would be the price, see this. Okay, so what we are saying is this was the equilibrium 20. Okay, when you increase the price to 15, okay, the quantity demanded will be only 15 but the supply will be 45, right? So we need to understand okay, this Okay, so what will be this surplus? This is 15. Okay, and we have earlier seen this 30, so this is also 15. So the consumer surplus will become half into this, so half into 30 minus 15 into this 15, right? So which will be half into 15 into 15, this will be 225 by 2, so it will be 112.5. so the consumer surplus will be 112.5. now what about the producer surplus? Okay, so producer surplus will be this trapezium, right? So this is your producer surplus. How you can find out? Okay, so you can find out through the way that we did earlier, that is you find out this area and then find out. Let me explain to you a better way. You compute the deadweight loss first. How much is the deadweight loss? This will be deadweight loss, so this will be half into this, so half into, how do you compute this quantity? So for that you have to know that what will be this price. This price you can get only from the supply curve. So you have to see that when the quantity supplied is 15, okay, 15 is the quantity supplied. So think about it, I'll write here. When 15 is the quantity supplied, what is the price? So 15 equal to minus 30 plus 5p. Bring this 30 over here. 30 plus 15, 45 will be 5p, and p will be equal to 9. So this will be equal to 9. So we will replace this with 9, right? So this is 9. So this total is 15 minus 9, which is 6. This is 6, and this is 20 minus 15, 5. So the deadweight loss will be half into 6 into 5, right? So that will be 30 by 2, 15. So your deadweight loss has become 15. Okay. Now how do you compute the producer surplus? Okay. Note that producer surplus plus consumer surplus plus deadweight loss should be equal to the area of this full triangle. Okay, right? So this area of full triangle, how you know? This you know that it is 6, right? So area of full triangle we have earlier also computed, it came to be 240. Okay, how? Half into base. So base is 30 minus 6, 24. Height is 20, right? So 12 into 20, 240. So total is 240, right? But producer surplus is unknown. Consumer surplus is how much? We have computed 112.5. Deadweight loss we have computed, it is 15. That is equal to 240. So we can compute the producer surplus. It will be 240 minus 15 minus 112.5. It is 240 minus 127.5. It has become again 112.5, right? So the producer surplus is increased this time. Okay, so it depends, like sometimes producer surplus can increase, sometimes it can decrease because of the price ceiling, okay, price floor, right? Now what would be the impact of this price floor if, let's say, some people do the price floor over here? Let's say I put the price floor here, okay, that is below the equilibrium price. Okay, will it have any impact? No, because anyway market is paying 10, and if you are asking for, let's say, 8, people are paying more than 8, right? So that is being met, right? So any floor which is below the equilibrium price, there will be no impact, but if it is above, it would result in deadweight loss. So this is what we have done. If you have put the price floor at 15, there will be deadweight loss. If the price floor is put at 5, there is not going to any deadweight loss.